Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we've got another first. Got Captain Steve with me here today. We're on his 242X. This is a 2020 model. This is the first ever Seakeeper Ride install on a 24 for us. Now, there's been some others online that have done it, but they had to go the fiberglass route. That means cutting it down, building it up, getting the transom angle right. We've developed kind of a proprietary way to do it differently, less costly, and faster in-house here at JetBoatPilot. So for the first time ever, we're gonna go out and show you how the Seakeeper Ride affects the 24-foot Yamaha, the 242X.
All right, let's
get into it. When it's really flat and calm like this, you'll notice the system doesn't really do much. As a matter of fact, it might bite you a little bit.
Yeah.
You may find I want to turn it off when I'm not needing it. Flat water, you might want to turn it off.
Okay.
Then we get into the rocky stuff, turn it back on. It's just a simple matter of pressing that center button right. You'll find that when it's on and you turn, it tries to hold you level even through the turn.
Okay.
It really likes that 30-mile-an-hour spot. Does really well there. Yeah. You start facing this kind of stuff, you'll notice that the bow sits up a little higher, right? You take that top arrow and press it about 6 or 8 times, you'll feel the bow come down and the speed start dropping. There you go. Now that's called biasing. So you're biasing the bow in a down position. You're cutting through those waves versus slapping on top of them.
Okay.
To be the most comfortable ride you'll have, you'll sacrifice a little top end speed that way, but you'll pick up comfort.
We only dropped 1 mile an hour.
So if you want to feel what it feels like with the system off, just hit that button. It'll kill the whole thing.
All right, coming off. I got swirly.
Yeah. All of a sudden you start feeling those impacts.
Yeah.
Of course, this is relatively calm. We haven't hit the good stuff yet.
I can see the boat listing to the left.
Yeah, it's all like that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's because his weight's over here. Turn it back on real quick. Watch how it levels out. On. System's on.
Wow.
And so you don't have to worry about when people move around. It's back there measuring 1,000 times a second and it's deploying up to 100 times a second. So the main thing that separates the Seakeeper Ride from other brands is that ability to go from full up to full down like that.
Right.
A lot of the other ones, they take a little while to get fully down.
Yeah, because of the hydraulics that
right,
they gotta use.
Whatever it is, yeah, so they're always lagging or they don't fully really keep up in real time. Once we get outside the pass, you'll really start seeing, or matter of fact, close to the pass even, right there at that convergence.
Yeah.
That's usually where everyone goes, holy crap!
I mean, I can see it on the water and I'm expecting it.
Yeah.
But it's not. It
feels like a regular day.
Yeah.
That's the pleasure part. You know, you put a passenger in the bow and they're not up there getting beat to death. This is probably average conditions, maybe a little better than average conditions for around here. But normally you still have somebody going, hey, I'm going to either slow down or I'm going to come back here.
Yeah. Sandra loves to sit up front, but she gets bounced around so much.
Right. It feels like calm water. Now, a lot of times, too, you remember you cross a wave like that, you go, oh, crap, here it comes.
Yeah.
Or you slow down because you're bracing for it. You just cross that guy's wake and didn't even feel it.
Right. You'll
find that you'll steer a lot less.
Yeah, I've noticed that already.
You're not constantly doing this. Because a lot of times what happens on a jet boat, the bow shape, that V shape, acts like a giant rudder.
Right.
And it wants to follow the wave. So whatever direction the wave's going, it wants to go that way. This thing kind of takes that and it keeps it true. So it's a lot less effort on the driver, less thinking and less steering. Let's take the system offline real quick. Let's try it off. System off.
Yeah, look, immediately it wants to turn.
Yeah.
Now, we wouldn't normally be running this fast.
Yeah, you pull it back to 20 or 22.
Yep.
And this is regular old everyday conditions. This is nothing out of the ordinary. I'd call that 1 foot.
Yeah, if that.
Foot and a half at worst.
Yep.
All right, let's go ahead and turn it off.
Here, it's off.
the steering wheel goes, hey,
Yeah.
I'm going this way.
You can feel every one of these.
Yeah, yeah. All right, kick it back on.
Wow, it just stuck it right back down.
Yeah. You brace yourself for this real jarring, hard impact that felt like it was going to break the hull, you know?
Yeah.
And I haven't heard that.
We'd be slamming stuff everywhere.
Right.
And see, right now, Sandra would be like, nope, turn it around.
Turn it around. Yep.
We're at 22.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as you're above 20, it's back there doing its thing.
See, I was expecting that to slam harder.
Yeah. These are pretty good rollers here. These are probably 3-footers.
Yeah.
So when you turn the system off, your bias goes away.
Okay.
If you want to bring it back, press that up arrow again to light up those white lights on the side,
Okay.
and that'll bring the bow back down for you. And it'll stop about 50% of the way down. Whenever you turn it off, it just defaults back to normal.
Okay.
There you go. That's
There we go.
about max.
Gotta learn to keep it.
Yeah. Now, if you wanted to bias the side up, let's say I want port side up,
Yeah.
you hit the right arrow. That'll bring the left side up.
Okay, I see that. Yeah, I can feel it kicking in,
And you can do the same thing the other way. So let's say you got a wind that's coming this way and you're trying to protect your passengers, you can tilt it up a little bit. It'll manage the pitch and roll while you're biased.
okay.
You'll see the white light on the top. It'll move
It's
from left to
shifted.
right. That's right. Let's kick it off. It's like a bucket Bronco.
Yep. Wow.
All right, let's kick it back on. All right, let's try it off. Hard list. All right, back on.
Okay, it's on.
I've also learned whenever it's off like that, when it's not level and I turn it back on, I'll give it a little right steering and it'll level itself out faster. So it's like you give it an assist. What do you think so far?
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, I've watched all the videos,
Yeah.
all the reviews, different boats and everything else,
Yeah.
and it's everything everybody said.
Yeah, when you feel it in the seat of your pants, it's a whole lot different than watching the video.
Oh, absolutely, though, yeah. No, I know when it kicks off, I can immediately feel the boat want to grab
Yeah,
because that V-hull is catching.
yeah. Yeah, jet boats are unique in that you have to steer so much. There's not a skag in the water back
Right.
there stabilizing you, so you find yourself constantly working the wheel.
Yeah.
And with
Yeah,
the
this
system
is-
on, you've got a lot less work to do.
Yep.
People that haven't driven jet boats don't quite understand that, I don't think.
No, I feel my hands are more relaxed on the wheel too.
Yeah, yeah,
I can make minor adjustments rather than
Yeah.
trying to wrestle the.
yeah. Yeah, it's a more, you enjoy the ride more as the
Yeah.
driver. What about the expense relative to the payoff? What do you think?
For the stability and the comfort, yeah, I think it's worth it. when you first get the quote, you go like, oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, but what am I going to gain for this, and how much longer will I be able to use this boat and keep it operating?
Yeah.
Which over time I'm going to get that payoff back.
Yeah, right. I think that's we as boaters, when you've got weather, you know, it's hard enough to get out on the water as it is. You've got life and all the things going on. So when weather shuts you down, it's like, man, I really wanted to go boating. This is my weekend.
Right, and we've had that this year. I mean,
yeah.
we've gone years where we have been out at least one day every month.
Right.
From December to, you know,
yeah,
January, February, when you don't expect it.
Yeah.
We've been out. This year we've had so much wind and so much rain.
Yeah.
And the storms coming in that this is I think we've been out 4 times this year.
Right.
I mean, we're already into May.
Yeah. I think that's a big point, is that you get a lot more usefulness out of your boat because weather doesn't impede you quite as much.
Right. Yeah, I mean, obviously we're not coming out in storms.
Right.
But on days where we've thought it's too windy,
yeah,
we've held off.
Yeah.
I'm going to circle.
Yeah.
That's definitely a smoother turn.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit on chop right here. Back out.
It's luxurious. Like I said, it feels like you got before you didn't have a suspension system, now you got a suspension system.
I think it makes the boat feel heavier in the water.
Yeah, like a bigger boat.
It adds that stability.
Yeah. All right, we're back at the dock. Just got finished doing our sea trial for the Seakeeper Ride 450 on the Yamaha 24. Steve, my good friend here, probably his first experience with Seakeeper Ride.
First ride.
You've seen the videos, but you never got a chance to actually feel one until you actually had it on your boat.
Right.
What do you think?
Definitely, what I see on the video is it's impressive, and you see everybody talks about it, what a smooth ride and everything is.
Yeah.
Again, you see the video, it looks nice and calm, but until you are experiencing it and holding the wheel, and multiple times I was ready to reach for the throttle and bring it back, and I'm like, no, let the system do what it's supposed to do. And it was just plowing through. We hit a couple of areas where we were crossing a wake. It just plowed through and stayed level the whole time. So I am certainly impressed with it, and I appreciate everything you guys have done to make this a reality for this boat.
That's awesome. Yeah, Steve was saying that he saw the videos and he kept saying, that's a lot of money. Is it really worth it? I mean, is it, obviously it does a great job, but is it worth the spend? And I asked Steve on the way back, I was like, was it worth the money? Steve was like, yeah.
Yeah, it's worth the money. To me, it's going to extend the life of this boat. This is our 6th season in the water with this boat, and I expect we're probably going to see another 6 seasons out of it, because now we know we can go out, and it extends the season, not just the season that we're in now, but extends that whole boating season. So those days that we thought it was too windy and too rough to come out, we can get to where we want to go and set up on a sandbar and enjoy the day and enjoy the water.
That's a huge deal. I think that if there's any big takeaway I've taken from these, especially on smaller boats, and you've got wind and weather, you may say, hey, I'm not going today. I'm going to stay home. And so the number of days you can use that boat throughout a season is very diminished. But when you've got a Seakeeper Ride, man, the weather is just not a big deal. I mean, obviously you don't go out when it's raining.
Of course.
But when you've got that wind action and you're saying it's a little rough today, the Seakeeper Ride says, nah, let's go for it. Let's go have fun. So you get to make more memories with your family, get more out of your investment. So
absolutely.
I think that's huge. You spend the money, but man, you get it back on how much time you get out of it. Well, that's awesome. Well, Steve, I really appreciate you going out today. I hope this video has been helpful for you guys. If you've got questions at all about Seakeeper Ride for your boat, obviously they work great on jet boats, but they work great on all kinds of boats. JetBoatPilot's here to answer those questions for you. Just comment below. Be glad to answer those questions for you. And as always, if you like this video, check this one out.
Very nice.